There we go. All right. And I'll just make sure to kind of scale this down a bit again, just so we can kind of get an overall good view of it for my students in here as well as you guys. There we go. It's fairly good. All right. So where we left off was, I kind of went to like say 3, and you can kind of see I forgot my knife thing here, so I'm gonna just quickly go to knife, and remember you can just kind of click, enter, and the tool stays on, right? So you can just kind of click right through there, and I can actually go right up to this one too as well. Enter. And then remember, it can go through a bunch, so you can kind of click here and then go all the way through to here if you wanted to. It will put it in a slight angle because it is kind of based against someone on the view. But that's okay for us. We don't really need this to be perfect. So I'll just go back to Q for selection, 3 for faces. Grab those. And I'm just going to do that quick inset again. Middle mouse button to inset it. And you'll notice that, I'll go to Q for selection again, and then inset will create those. And that's actually often fine. It's pretty easy to fix. You just hit delete, right? Go to faces. Then we go to 2 for edges, and we just grab those 2 edges, W for move. Clipping's already on in our mirror modifier, right? So all I have to do is just kind of move those in, and it'll kind of suck those together, right? It'll merge them, and then you can't pull them off. So I'm going to go back to 3 for face mode. Q for my selection tool, though it's kind of set to tweak still, which is fine. I actually prefer that usually. And I've got these selected. Now, I actually want to delete those, right? So I'm going to hit delete for faces to give me a hole. And I want to show you guys how to turn the add-ons on, right? So I'm going to go to Edit, Preferences, and I'm going to go to Add-ons. And hope that this does not do the same thing I did last time. Come on. Really? This is going to be super annoying. Come on, you could do this. Come on, add-ons, you can pop up. Don't know why this is having such a issue. I guess the menu overlays are just having issues there. Oh, this is going to be annoying. Come on. It really shouldn't take this long. And I really probably should have saved that. But, oh, there we go. Good. Awesome. So when you click on add-ons, it brings this up. Now, I'll show you guys how to install add-ons later on, but you can install some that you download for free, but we don't have to worry about that right now. What I want to make sure you guys do is these are all the ones that Blender comes with. So Blender comes with a bunch of them. So we're going to scroll down, and they're probably already on. I turned them on earlier, I think. UV layout's a good one to have on for UV stuff, so I usually have that one on. But if we keep scrolling down, we'll eventually get to mesh, right, called loop tools. So we want that one to be clicked on. Wait for it. Oh, really? Come on. This part's lovely. Sometimes this, like with me trying to do all this stuff, it kind of gets hung up. There we go. Mesh loop tools. And there should be one up here. I'm trying to remember if it's in the L's. Might be in the L's. Might be lower. So mesh loop tools. Let's see. Turn that. UV Magic's a good one to have on too. But we'll keep that off for now. There should be another one. I'm trying to remember where that's at though. So we like loop tools. I feel like there's a loop cut one. Let me double check just to see where it's at. Actually, I feel like that might be it. It just might be that mesh loop tools. Yeah. So just go in here, make sure mesh loop tools is on. I'm going to close that. And then you'll notice kind of right over here, right next to our outliner, right? Kind of right by where the little view kind of preset stuff's at, right? There's this little kind of what looks like a V pointing to the left. If you click on that, that'll open this up, and you can go to an area called Edit. And this will bring up loop tools, and there should be another one. This does have circle, though. So for right now, we'll do that because this is being slow, and I don't want to take forever. So the loop tools one does have that, but there should be like a loop cut one, too. I'm just blanking on where it's at. I'll have to take a look at it later on. That gives us things like cut faces, flip normals. When you click on that little triangle pointing to the left, it opens these kind of little guys up here, right? And one of those is circle, right? So what I can do is I could double click on this edge. Oops, so 2 for edge mode, right? Double click on this edge loop, right? Because it selects that border edge loop. And what you could do is you can click on circle. Give it a second. And what it does is it takes that shape we have and turns it into a circle shape. So then I can scale this in a little bit if I wanted to, right? And move it over. If we want, we can hit circle again just to kind of recircle the shape. But you'll notice it turns this shape into basically a cylindrical or circular shape. Now, depending on how detailed that is, how many edge loops you have, it'll make an even nicer circle shape. But believe it or not, there is a feature called circle. There's even a feature called flatten, which can actually take parts of your model and flatten them as well, that work quite nicely and are quite well set up inside of Blender. So add-ons can actually add some cool functionality for you guys. And circle was one of them. It's kind of the one I wanted. So you click on that little triangle about here that points to the left. It opens this up. Click on edits. You can open up loop tools, and you get some things like circle and flatten, which are quite cool. Relax is a kind of way to kind of soften shapes out a little bit. And it just kind of does this kind of cool circle shape to that. Now at this point, remember, you can right click since we're in edge mode, and you can do new face from edges. There we go. And from there, if we want, we could just right-click. We'll switch to face mode, though, 3 for faces. And remember, it automatically converts, right? So in this case, it will have those faces selected. And I, of course, can extrude faces along normals to kind of bring those out a little bit. There we go. And if we want, we can do kind of a bit of inset, right? So we can inset that a little bit. That will, of course, create that. So we'll delete those faces, right? 2 for edge, W for move, bring that in because clipping's already on. And if you want, you could select this edge loop and hit circle on that again, and you see how it kind of circles that shape. And we can even bring these edges out. And we now have kind of this circled shape there. Now remember, if you want, you can actually do a shade smooth on this whole thing. So, 3 for face mode, up arrow a couple times, because remember, up arrow is your select more. And we can do right click, shade smooth, right? Some of you guys still forget to do this sometimes, but shade smooth. And you can do it to objects, but you can also do it to specific faces. And that kind of shades those to kind of have that smooth shading look, right? You could even do it further into here, right? So we could grab those, up arrow, right click shade smooth, right? And then we go to 4 for object mode. Gonna get you something a little bit nicer there. Depending on the auto smooth angle, though, it might keep that a little bit kind of sharp. But if you want to, you could always go into edge mode, double click to grab that edge loop, Control B for bevel to kind of give a nice little bevel there, right? And there you go, right? So I really just wanted to get you guys to see the knife tool and how to turn some of these add-ons on to get things like circle, right? Could be quite useful. And you can kind of make like a little kind of cylinder dial thing here or whatever. Just to kind of show briefly, I'm going to go back to that add-ons area because I really want to. So we'll go to Edit Preferences again. Add-ons is already available. I just got to find which one that was, because there's another one that's got some more nice things in here. I'm just blanking on the name right now. I want to feel it's like Loop Cut or Loop Tools or something like that. Because I have it on at home. So I don't have to turn it on all the time, right? So let me just get a good look in here. UV layout's already on, which we like. Oh, actually it's right there. I think it's Edit Mesh Tools. Duh. So it's kind of in that mesh areas also. Edit Mesh Tools. That's a good one to have on. So these are add-ons that come with Blender, right? So You don't have to download them. You don't have to install them. All you have to do is just find the ones you like, turn them on. They'll usually have descriptions, like you can open these triangles up, and they'll even have links kind of to the sites, so you can kind of see a little more about what the tool does. So there's lots of cool ones actually available inside of Blender, believe it or not. So I'm going to wait for this to catch up so I can show you what the edit mesh tools offer you. We're not necessarily going to use them, but those are good ones to have turned on. And the nice thing is, once they're turned on, they'll stay on. So they're available. You don't have to keep turning them on. So hopefully that'll come up here in a minute, so we can kind of finish this video off for it. All right. Come on. Okay, that's going to take forever. You shouldn't be taking this long. Come on. Turn on. There we go. So I'll close that out. And now you'll see in that very same area, there's an area called Mesh Tools. And you can open that up, and there's Vert, Edge, Face, and Utility Tools. And if you open up Face Tools, you'll see things like Cut Faces. If you go to Utility Tools, you'll see Flip Normals. So these are kind of some neat ones I like to have on, right? So I'm going to save that, and I'm going to stop recording.